Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will look at functions. So I think a convenient way to understand functions in mathematics is treating them like machines. So let's say I have a +6 machine. So if I put 3 into the machine, out will come 3 plus 6, which is 9. If I put -7 into the machine, out will come -7 plus 6, which is -1. These numbers we put into the machine are called inputs, and these numbers that result are called outputs. So if we were to put x in this machine, out would pop x plus 6. This just means whatever number we input, out comes that number plus 6 added to it. So what is happening with functions is that each input has only one output, and that's really important in maths, also really important in computer science. I mean, we'll see when we start equations that if one input yields only one output, we can reverse and we can go the other way. And that's exactly how we're going to end up solving equations. See, if it's a function like this +6 machine, if we have an output like 11, we know what we need to input to get that 11. This way, we're adding 6, so if I go the other way from right to left, you are doing the opposite of adding 6, you're subtracting 6. 11 minus 6 is 5. I would need to input 5 into this machine, this +6 machine, to get 11. So we can, of course, put numbers through multiple machines at once. So I'll show you a ×4 and -3 machine. So let's put numbers through them and see what happens if we change the order. So let's say I put 6 through this machine. It would go 6 times 4, so 24 would be the output of the first machine, -3, 21 would be the output of the second machine. If I put 6 in the -3 machine first, out would pop 3. 6 minus 3 is 3, and then it would get times by 4 to get 12. So just note the order of the machines, the order of operations is really important. If you have the same number going through the same machines, but in a different order, the output is different. So the order here really matters. But the idea here of a function is one input yields one output. And that's really important in mathematics because it means you can go the other way, you can reverse. It's also just how we like to do things. Of course, we like to perform a calculation and only get one answer. All right, let's now look at some more complicated functions written differently. So sometimes you're going to see functions written like this: y equals x plus 1. How is that a function? Well, x is the input value. This is basically the same as a function machine that says +1. Whatever value you input for x, add 1 to it, and that will be the y. Now we can see functions like maps. So if you input the value 0 into this function, y will be 0 plus 1, which is 1. If you input x for 1, y is 1 plus 1, which is 2. So an input of 1 gives you an output of 2. An input of 2 gives you an output of 3, and so on. See, this is a function because each of these inputs has only one output. Something like this here is not a function. It's not a function because there is an input that yields multiple outputs. 1 here as the input is mapped to 1 and 2. Even if there's just one case here where the same input gives you different outputs, it's not a function. And so functions are really important and really useful in maths. Another way we write functions is like this. So let's say we have this function f(x) equals x squared. So this is a shorthand way to write a machine that squares a number. X is the input. If you input a number into this, so let's say you input 2, output will be 2 squared, which is 4. If you input -1, the output would be -1 squared, which is 1. This is a function because if you square a number, there's only one possible answer. Just like up here, if you add 1 to a number, there is only one possible answer. And that makes things great in maths where one input yields one output, where if you input a number into like a formula, you only get one output, one possible answer. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.